Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. In the high-stakes world of military intelligence, few aircraft are as vital or as secretive as the RC-135. Developed during the Cold War, this aircraft has remained at the heart of U.S. reconnaissance operations for over 6 decades, adapting continuously to emerging threats and technologies. The RC-135 began its journey in the early 1960s. Derived from the Boeing C-135 Stratolifter, which itself was based on the commercial Boeing 707 airframe. Originally built for transport, the RC-135 was transformed into a cutting-edge reconnaissance platform designed to gather signals intelligence, also known as SIGINT, from thousands of miles away.
Okay. Inches Mercury, chronometer off, right inset.
Among the most prominent variants is the RC-135 VW rivet joint. These aircraft are equipped with an extensive array of sensors, antennas, and onboard systems to intercept enemy communications, radar emissions, and other electronic signals. They operate globally, providing vital intelligence to U.S. and allied forces. Before each mission, the RC-135 crew assembles at the airbase. A full crew can number over 24 personnel, including pilots, navigators, electronic warfare officers, signals intelligence operators, and maintenance technicians. After briefings and mission planning, they head out to the aircraft, often carrying classified materials and personal survival gear. Boarding the RC-135 involves ascending a narrow metal staircase near the forward fuselage. Inside, the aircraft feels more like a flying command center than a typical jet. Its interior is packed with high-tech electronics, communication consoles, and analysis workstations. The interior is divided into functional areas. Along the sides and center of the fuselage are rows of computer terminals and electronic monitoring equipment. Each station is staffed by highly trained specialists, responsible for intercepting, decoding, and analyzing electromagnetic signals in real time. Operators monitor radar frequencies, enemy communications, and electronic signatures.
1 of 3 main map, A-format map.
Their job is not only to collect data, but to interpret and relay critical intelligence to commanders on the ground, often within minutes of detection. These insights can determine the outcome of a battle or help avoid surprise attacks. To support long-duration missions, the RC-135 often relies on aerial refueling.
I need more power to get past that.
The aircraft typically receives fuel from a KC-135 Stratotanker using the flying boom method.
20. 10.
This complex maneuver takes place thousands of feet above the ground and requires expert coordination between both aircraft. The KC-135's boom operator, lying prone at the rear of the tanker, guides the telescoping boom into the RC-135's receptacle just behind the cockpit. Once locked in, thousands of pounds of fuel are transferred midair, allowing the mission to continue without returning to base. From monitoring Russian movements in Eastern Europe to tracking missile activity in North Korea, the RC-135 plays a key role in keeping U.S. and Allied forces informed. It's a flying eye and ear in the sky, collecting and transmitting intelligence that shapes national security decisions every day.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Yeah.
Many of today's naval vessels are equipped with aircraft, including planes, helicopters, and drones. For aircraft carriers, this means the ship can essentially serve as a mobile airbase capable of launching large-scale attacks against enemy targets. But these aircraft aren't just for offense. They significantly enhance a ship or fleet's defense as well. They not only detect threats early, but can also assist in neutralizing them. A vital element of the U.S. Navy's aerial defense network is the E-2D Advanced Hawkeye. An upgraded version of earlier Hawkeye models, the E-2D acts as the eyes in the sky during naval operations. It is categorized as an early warning and control aircraft. Utilizing a highly advanced rotating radar system, the ED offers 360-degree coverage, capable of identifying threats from as far as 300 miles away. This ability ensures early alerts for incoming dangers, giving friendly ships a tactical advantage. Upon detecting a possible threat, an aircraft carrier may deploy an E-2D along with several fighters. Since the Hawkeye is unarmed, it takes on the role of a tracker, identifying targets while the fighter aircraft move in to engage and, if needed, eliminate them. Since the 1990s, the Navy has recognized that threats extend beyond just missiles, torpedoes, and bombs. Electronic warfare now poses a serious danger with the potential to cripple entire fleets. To mitigate this, many Navy vessels now carry the Boeing EA-18G Growler. Though it shares the same airframe as the F-18 Super Hornet, the Growler features advanced systems designed to jam, mislead, or disrupt enemy communications, radar, and air defense systems through a potent electronic warfare package. When it comes to shielding a fleet, fighter aircraft are unmatched in effectiveness. That's why aircraft carriers remain central to major naval campaigns. The largest of these ships can carry over 75 aircraft and deploy fully armed squadrons in minutes. Once airborne, fighter jets like the F-18, F-35, and Harrier can establish a defense perimeter that's both lethal and nearly impenetrable. But what happens when one of these specialized aircraft identifies another aircraft as a potential threat to national security or military forces? In such cases, jets can be scrambled to intercept and establish communication with the pilot of the unidentified aircraft to determine their purpose. These intercept missions can become highly stressful for both pilots and ground commanders. The intercepting pilot often has no clear idea of the nature of the encounter, and a single misstep could spark a serious international incident. A notable case took place in late 2022 when a Chinese Navy J-11 fighter conducted an unsafe maneuver while intercepting a U.S. Air Force RC-135 over the South China Sea. The U.S. aircraft was conducting routine operations in international airspace when the J-11 flew dangerously close in front of it, forcing evasive action. Given the rising tensions between the two nations, the incident could have escalated quickly. A similar event occurred 2 years prior, when two Russian Su-27 flanker fighters intercepted a U.S. Air Force B-52 bomber over the Black Sea. The Russian pilots flew dangerously close, within 100 feet of the bomber's nose, causing turbulence and restricting its ability to maneuver. Although intercept procedures differ based on the country and situation, most nations follow a general process. Within NATO, for example, aircraft interceptions are carried out in 5 stages. Stage 1 begins when radar picks up an unidentified aircraft, and the detection is passed to the closest coordination center. In Stage 2, that center combines radar data with current intelligence to assess whether further action is necessary. If so, the process moves to Stage 3, where one of NATO's 30 aircraft kept on constant alert is selected. In Stage 4, that aircraft is launched, usually within 10 minutes. The jet intercepts the unknown aircraft, investigates, and, if necessary, escorts it back to its airspace. Finally, Stage 5 involves reporting the entire incident back to Central Command, and the responding aircraft returns to base. Events like these take place hundreds of times each year across the globe, as airspace is continually monitored by radar systems. In the US, every plane tracked by radar has a transponder that identifies it, whether it's civilian or military. If an unidentified aircraft appears, the information is immediately sent to a command center for review. Much like NATO operations in Europe, the United States maintains fighter jets on standby throughout the country to address any airspace violations. These jets are always ready, fueled, armed, and prepared for takeoff, while pilots work in rotating shifts to ensure rapid response at all times. In many cases, a pilot won't even be briefed on the full situation until the plane is already taxiing toward the runway. The escort portion of an interception is where problems are most likely to occur. While an aircraft could be off course due to technical errors or pilot mistakes, it could just as easily be a deliberate incursion. To train for such scenarios, some countries conduct joint escort exercises. One such example involved Romania, the UK, and Italy, where 6 Typhoons and 2 F-16s practiced intercepting a Romanian C-27 Spartan transport aircraft. The goal was to maintain close contact while preventing the aircraft from making any sudden moves. Even though scrambling fighters is typically fast, some countries, especially those in sensitive regions, adopt air policing to secure their skies. This NATO-led initiative involves assigning aircraft to patrol and safeguard a country's airspace from unauthorized or hostile aircraft. These missions are usually handled on a rotational basis, with NATO allies taking turns deploying fighter jets over the monitored region. While it's most common during periods of high tension, some nations request this airspace coverage regularly to affirm their sovereignty. NATO also employs specialized patrol aircraft known as AWACS, airborne warning and control systems. These aircraft are equipped to detect and monitor air activity from long distances, offering early threat detection and situational awareness. The primary model used for this mission is the Boeing E-3A, which is easily recognized by its rotating radar dome. Thanks to their sophisticated sensors and airborne advantage, AWACS planes can outperform many ground-based radar stations. Each E-3A typically carries a crew of over 20 airmen, with 13 to 19 assigned solely to operating and monitoring the radar and surveillance systems. In the modern age of warfare, where information is often more valuable than firepower, aircraft like the RC-135, E-2D Hawkeye, and EA-18G Growler serve as silent sentinels of the skies. They do not drop bombs or fire missiles, but their presence can tip the balance of power across entire regions. Their sensors and systems allow commanders to see first, hear first, and act first, often making the difference between mission success and failure. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.